part of this for a while.
And it's totally okay. No problem whatsoever. All right. Hello and welcome, everybody. We are looking kind of funny on the display. I love it. Uh, Great. I'm having some on my end over here too. But today we're trying to keep it absolutely simple, if at all possible. We have been exploring around new and varying different genres of VO, and this one is a PSA. Again, we're just experimenting with things for now because sometimes you need to just broaden your horizons and see what else there is. So let's just go ahead and get into the cold read, starting with Ram. Whenever you're ready, go for it.
Old reading. Heard that correctly, right?
That is correct.
And
You're going to give us a read, and then you're going to go
Postal,
ahead and choose somebody to go next.
the U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. More, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Okay. So go ahead and choose another reader from the list. I posted it in the chat.
Oh boy. I would go with Alexander.
Alex, you are up next.
All right. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw. Leonard.
The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw. Cassidy.
All right. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw. Let's go with Roddy.
The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone that bleh. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out any passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw. BVJ.
The U.S. Postal Service. Oh God. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to prevent. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mails from your. Oh, dang. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw. Tanya?
Uh, Come on. Okay. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox, and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw. James.
The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox, and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw. Caitlin, you're not going last this
Oh, thank you. Good gracious.
time.
You're so sweet and honorable. I appreciate it. Okay. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox, and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw. David? Is that the only one who's left? Okay.
The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
And because I completely forgot to put my own name on the list, I'm going next. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox, and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw. You really have to be careful. If you're a gamer, it's so easy to want to say NPCW. It's so easy to want to say that. I don't know about you guys, but that was like the first thing that popped into my head. Okay, so let's go ahead and discuss this one. I understand that this is incredibly short. We don't have any direction. So let's make it ourselves. We got to do a
Over.
script breakdown, regardless of the length of the script.
Over.
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 Over. It's a PSA, so it takes priority.
Well, what if I was to throw a curveball at you and say this is going to be paired with video? It's under. I'm just kidding. No, yeah, this is PSA. It's over.
The video is
Eh.
a still image of the script.
It's it's literally
Oh
whatever we're
no,
seeing.
I've been
No,
duped.
it's B-roll of a mail room and someone clicking at their keyboard,
Yeah.
like all of that very fruitful information.
It's it's a video of someone giving out their passwords, their PIN numbers.
It's the you wouldn't download a car of the USPS.
You wouldn't download somebody's PIN number.
Or just skulls and crossbones, on your phone, like
um, does anybody remember the I think it's LifeLock or whatever it was that one commercial where the dude gave out his actual social security number because he
Oh,
was
yeah.
so was it LifeLock?
I feel like it was.
Yeah, it was LifeLock.
He had the truck. He had
Yeah.
the truck that had his social on it.
Yup, and he just had it parading around New York.
He was so convinced
Yeah.
that he could
He
keep
was
his identity safe,
so
and then
confident. And
then
got
he lost everything.
absolutely screwed over because of that. Oh my gosh! Yes, if you guys want to take a look at that, it's I think it's one of the best examples of just marketing gimmick failure that has ever been. Period. But yes, voiceover. So our presentation of this is going to be up front. So let's take a look at this. The USPS wants to, under these circumstances, normally USPS wants to come off as being, and this goes for any major um, public figure who would put something like this out there. They would want to be approachable but professional, right? They want to sound like the authority, but they understand that when they tell the modern audience not to do something, you're probably going to prompt them to do that thing. Yes, chat voted Bandersnatch in the question of voiceover versus voice under. Um, yeah, I don't know how to take that, but hey, we're all having fun here, right? Okay, so let's talk about this. Um, if we're going to make this as approachable as possible, who are we?
I say postal clerk.
Okay, postal clerk.
Yeah, I was going to say, someone who has seen this happen time and time again in all of these forms and fashions, right? Like, please stop, everyone, stop doing this. It's so easy to happen. Or, I mean, I guess you could be a consumer who it's happened to, like I didn't
Previous
have to.
victim.
Yeah, well, I was about to give someone else's information out. Someone I know has recently gotten like tons of alerts like dark web, your social security number is here, da da da, password, all that stuff. So
Slash
What if
relative
it's a hacker
Okay.
doing community service by
anonymous
doing the
is
PSA?
here.
To be honest, I don't talk to a lot
I
of
would say it's the
postal
people.
service workers. So my most relatable thing for this was like a bank teller who's like,
Okay.
"Oh, in order to set this up, you need to do this and this. You got to
Bank
protect
teller.
yourself by doing this." Like they are here to get the job done. They're going to be very professional about it, but also their job is to talk to people, so they're
Mhm.
pretty good at it.
Okay. Okay. Any other thoughts of who this could be?
Mhm. I
'Cause we
would
gotta
say
give 'em
either the
character.
people or the police.
Okay.
Either the people or the police. When I say the people, meaning the people of the nation, just or
Citizens.
random
That
Joe
narrows it down.
who is just citizens who
Okay.
just experience this troublesome experience, or the police just to save themselves some trouble and to be the face of trust to these citizens. Like, hey, it happens. Careful out there.
Okay. Got a nice
I'm
little
also
hail,
seeing
citizen.
a bit of like a recording. I mean, my first thought is like the recording that plays while you're trying to shoot at people in Fallout or Bioshock, but like that sort of like even keeled, like the U.S. Post Office would like to remind you, like sort of a looping thing, like a public safety thing. The yellow zone is for loading and unloading only, sort of a.
Like
Okay.
a
We'll go with
PSA.
the PSA sound. Sure.
Yeah, we got to make this PSA sound like a PSA.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that literally what this script is? A PSA?
So sound like someone who's giving a PSA.
Yeah.
That's our
But I
character.
mean, like everyone was doing like a bank teller, and I was like, yeah,
I guess
but I feel like
the idea there is if you're doing, the white zone is for loading and unloading only. Uh, if you are assigned to do that as a job, um, they want a specific delivery for that. That's not going to sound preachy or judgy, but also not going to sound too passive. So, what is your character to achieve the perfect middle ground if you were
right.
to
No,
do that?
yeah, I was thinking that like there's a specific tone, like maybe I can't say it, but there's a specific sound that that character has that's
Okay.
like calming and authoritative without being overbearing, but also like able to. Yeah, it makes sense in my head.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we've got it noted
Bartender.
down. Yeah, that's sorry, what was that, Leonard?
Bartender.
Bartender. Okay.
Look, buddy, the U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone.
You can make it
$5
work.
Wells.
Yeah, it's like, listen, it's the end of the night. You should probably head home. But before you go, the U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves. It's like,
Let's go.
yeah. Okay, so then, so we've got some idea because ultimately what we really want to try and do with this is we want to make this seem as approachable and listenable as possible. Um, the more connected you are to it or the more connected you sound to it, the better. Because otherwise, this does just become background noise. You want this to be a nice, gentle, but approachable gentle, I can speak, I swear, gentle but approachable reminder of, just be safe. People will do shady stuff. Don't get caught up in it. So when you think of so when we think of this kind of sound, now that we have a general idea, what kind of emotions do you think we should have with this? Just let's just come up with like something basic, something to hang on to. Yes, this is most likely going to be just drowned out in the background anyways, but let's think about exactly what people should feel when they listen to you, when they listen to this.
Twitch chat said parental authority, and that's pretty close to what I was thinking.
Okay.
It's a sort of, look, you may not be aware of this. It's important for you to know, just in case you aren't aware. Have that.
Look, you're young and dumb. I get it. The
Yeah.
world is brand new. You know.
Kind of like a cautiously optimistic, like, hey,
Okay.
like these bad things may not have happened yet, so let's mitigate these risks. Like we're
Cautiously
gonna,
optimistic. Okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna go with optimistic as well for the sense that like authoritative, yes, but also like, hey, you can do it in a way where you're not gonna get screwed over. Like you're trying to not speak that into the
Don't
world.
panic.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
will underline optimistic then to just because that's come up twice, so that will get an underline. Optimistic.
And
Warhammer
leave.
40K soldiers screaming at the new recruits.
I was thinking drill sergeant.
Drill sergeant. Okay, we'll go with drill sergeant.
Well, yeah, because I
Not
mean, you do want
serious.
people to
That's
take
another
it
character though.
seriously.
Yeah, we're talking about like emotional impact. Like if you could describe the sound that you're thinking for this particular character, given the backgrounds that we've given them, like what is that sound? What are some emotions that you're trying to achieve with this sound?
80% caring, 20%
I
firm.
mean, it's the voice that I'll be trying to deliver should be more of a if I was to send it out to the citizens, basically, just to let them feel safe and confident in whomever is, giving out this voice. Um, I would say like a trusted political entity, for example, like a senator or a president in this case, just on a basic reminder for the people. Like I said before, a policeman, a high officer, basically, or an FBI agent, or I'm not really well versed with all the other spectrums of American culture, but I believe my message
Connected
has
to what
been
makes
delivered.
most sense to you. Connected to what makes most sense to you.
Yeah. So it's basically to make the citizen or the listener in this case feel confident, feel safe, feel taken care of,
Okay.
to put simply.
Okay. So in order to kind of typify a lot of that, I put down confidence. One of the things that I always found kind of interesting is, um, I remember this being described to me once. When something makes you feel confident, like what is part of that? When I was going through my training with Nancy Wolfson, she brought up the idea of if you're going to sound confident, imagine what a firefighter during during that fire situation is going to be like. They're going to be confident. They're going to be reassuring. They're going to be very much so the authority. Like they're not going to give that up because you need to know when you're in a panic that somebody has control over the situation. So I would say, yeah, I mean it's an oxymoron wherever you go, but I would say that it'd be just really important to have that kind of confidence and control over the situation. Because again, I don't know if any of you have had to deal with this, and I really hope you've never had to deal with getting your identity stolen. Um, but for the people who do face this, it's really terrifying. Like it's incredible the kinds of things the kinds of damage that this could do to somebody's entire life. So you having a lot of control in your sound, a lot of confidence and just reassurance to people is going to go a long way with something like that. Any other thoughts? Any other general ideas on like an emotional tone that we'd want the listener to feel when listening to you saying this? That would be a character. Carissa brought up firefighter because of
That's
what
an
I just said.
emotion. Firefighter is
Firefighter is an
absolutely an
emotion.
emotion.
Okay. Okay. Sure, sure. Firefighter has gone from a well-respected profession to an emotion.
Absolutely. Ask anyone who's read a firefighter romance novel.
I was about to say, Michael, are you not feeling like a
Hmm.
feeling firefighter right now?
I mean, honestly, if I was to think of, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Rum.
I was about to say, it just a strand of hope. It just hope, you know, a source of a solution. Um, I could be lost. I could be not knowing what to do. A solution, but here we are. U.S. Postal Service can, you know,
Yeah.
remind us. Hey, don't forget your mail. Just don't give out your passwords. So it's just a solution and hope. I believe these are things that we could add to the um, of emotions.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we're kind of we're over breaking this down, right? Like I want TMC, I want your experience here to be a little bit more complicated than you'll actually do when you're in the situation, because then it should make it easier. Um, but yes, all of these absolutely work. Um, let's just get ourselves or give ourselves a general note. Who's going to be the audience for something like this? Who are we talking to?
Everyone.
Good people.
Yeah, all U.S. citizens
Yeah, the
who
citizens.
The
have these
citizens.
things. The citizens.
We speak to the world.
I'll say this as nice as possible. Very gullible people.
Very
Elderly
gullible people.
people.
Well, I mean, realistically,
My God.
yeah, I know,
Most
right?
likely to be targeted every single
Y-
time.
Yeah,
Elderly.
most likely to be targeted are going to be older people, are going to be senior citizens or something like this. But it is also going to be hapless or careless working age adults. So even though we could technically, we could say this is for all um, United States citizens, and absolutely it could be. Most of the time, the younger generation is going to know this stuff. My generation and younger have grown up with the internet already, so it's pretty apparent to us what we have to do in order to maintain safety online. But yeah, I think this is going to be like middle aged to older adults. That's really going to, this is going to have the most impact for. Not
I
saying
will
that it can't, extend beyond that, but that would seem to
just
be
for
the.
funnies, I will counter your point that we've grown, your confidence in our
Mhm.
generations. That I know many people who do not clean their dryer lint trap and have started house fires. So I'm just gonna just put that out there. Not
Did the
that we
house
should
Okay,
base the audience
did
just on that, but
okay? Did,
but have they been fished before?
you know what? I don't know their life that much, so
Okay,
I
okay.
can't say.
Look, because counter to your counter is that they could just not have practical understanding of things outside of the internet.
See, Michael, when I meet someone new, I ask them if they've had a dryer lint fire. I don't ask them if they've been fished.
Both should just be, top of the line questions for breaking the ice, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was,
Okay. I've got a
I was,
couple of questions here. What is your third favorite frog? Have you ever had a lint fire before? And what is the pin to your phone?
in that order.
Vietnamese mossy frog.
That's your third favorite.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't paying attention to the other two.
Don't worry, neither will they be.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's the funny thing. It's misdirection. You start them off with the hard one. What's your third favorite frog? It's like, how do you determine that?
Not your favorite, not your second
Yeah,
favorite,
not
your
favorite, not
third.
second, third. I don't care about those two. Those are boring. People ask you that all the time. Middle aged to older. I cannot write today, apparently. Mondays do suck, don't they?
not to derail it too much, but that can actually happen, like a fire from the dryer lint.
Yes, very much.
Oh yeah, no, it can. Like you really have to take care of those. This is another thing. Practical life advice. Please make sure to clean out your lint traps wherever possible and get your lint ducts regularly serviced.
Another
You never really
PSA.
think about those.
You're on theme.
Yeah, another PSA. Yes, to stick with the theme of tonight's workout. Please make sure to
actually-
clean out your dryers.
I actually use dryer lint as a fire starter in like a fire pit and fireplace because it is incredibly easy to light and it doesn't burn for a long time, but it burns hot enough to catch anything around it.
Ways to die.
Yeah.
So many dumb ways to die.
Yep, absolutely.
Some
All right, so
dumb
reads, right?
You
ways
can also make pepper.
die.
Come
So
on,
many
exactly.
dumb ways to die.
Oh man, it's tonight is PSA themed. I hope you're all enjoying yourself. This is one of the shortest scripts we've had on TMC, and yet, oh boy, the content. All right.
You're
I think we
getting
have
into the shrink. You're getting into the shrinkflation, mate.
I think that I think this has gone all kinds of places. Okay. So yeah, shrinkflation. One last note again, when you're giving out um a website, make sure to say it slowly, steadily, and surely so that people can understand you and can note down the whole thing. Um, and please, NCPW. I'm also reminding myself of that. The gamer in me wants to say NPCW. That's not right. If I do say that, that will be funny because I've told myself over and over again not to, and I'm probably jinxing it. But also make sure to be really clear about the different portions of the list section that is in that second half there. And don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. Be really clear on each one of those points. So before we dive into the directed reads, does anybody have any questions, comments, anything like that about the script that we've talked about so far? So, about those colorations that were put up earlier, that's something that Alex does. That is his thing. That is his markup for the script. You would have to ask him for more of what that means. But if you're talking about the writing that I have in on stream, blue is potential characters, green is emotions, and red is audience. So that's my writing over there, and Alex's little screenshot that he posted is all on him. So if you need a further explanation of that, you can always ping him, or we can just give him the time to talk about it.
When I do those with no notes, it basically just means there is a pitch or tone that is going to be common for me to hit between phrases. So remind and don't give out are linked in my head. So I'm going to say them in similar ways. Wants to remind everyone and don't give out, very similar right there. Similarly, we've got victims of identity theft. That's a really important thing. It's going to be a little bit bolder, and that is linked in the script and in my head to passwords, PIN numbers, account numbers. These are like the most important bits of information. So for any pairing, I've got there's a link between the phrases, and so I'm going to say them in a very similar way. And then for learn more, that was just the it's everywhere
Ah,
to learn more, and so I just
I like
had
it.
to.
I like it.
Okay,
It really
I have
helped when I
reposted it.
first read it. It really helped. Yeah, I've seen it. It really helped in my first read, or the performance, to basically know how to filter it. Like, for example, protect themselves. To just give it more comfort, more comforting,
Yeah,
um, performance. I would say it in a very comforting way. Protect themselves
and how
and
do you
from being
protect yourself?
becoming
By removing
victims of
things.
identity that give it that hero vibe. Yeah. Promptly remove as well. The word remove here, just give it also a more authoritative or assertive call. Um, I would love it if it had the don't give out as well, but it's still the same thing. And passwords, PIN numbers, and account numbers, of course, these are just heroes just to highlight. Like, these are the things that you're not supposed to be giving out. Good, Dad. I like that. It's amazing. I usually just highlight with a highlighter, but not with different colors. It's new to me.
All right. Any other questions? Any other comments? Caitlin, no, nobody has. Well, I mean, we did kind of say a public figure. Kind of in there. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, then let's get this party started. Ram, why don't you go ahead and give us the first read whenever you're ready?
I think I did my first read before, but to my table read.
Those are
But I'll
those are
give
cold
it a go
reads.
again.
We're counting those as cold reads.
Yeah. No, because you see what you did. You said table read, then your first read. So what I did before, I read it, then I performed it, at the same time. But it's fine. I'll do it again, just for you, Mike. The US Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Okay. Opening it up. What do you guys think?
So what what take on who you are did you go with in particular?
I went with just basically I read the the celebrity and I thought about a celebrity, but it basically just humble, keep it humble, confident. Um, he, just a police officer. I really like the idea of a police officer, so I went with that.
Okay.
But at the same time, I wanted to be assuring. I wanted to be that police officer is not really macho. I don't want to use my voice, very deep voice, into scaring the citizens. No, I want it to be welcoming, just
Okay.
very, very lovely, very pious and humble.
Pious. Okay. All right. All right. We're injecting some real lore in here. Okay. Uh I will say, like, I see where you're getting with. Like, you don't want to be the stern, like, over authoritative, scary police officer figure. But I feel like if that's the direction you're going, there were, and this might be the wrong word to use, but there were places, like especially the passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers, where it sounded a little bit almost too cheeky or like lighthearted, like don't give out those passwords or PIN numbers. So I feel like that needs a little bit more weight to it, if you will. Like, uh, I understand
Agreed.
again the tone you're going for, but there, let's bring it a little bit more serious, so that way people aren't distracted by your tone and they're just going to hear the important information. That, for me, that's what I would like to see.
Yeah, I'm gonna second that. I
So
think
what
it
I
is.
take it is to basically, yeah, is
Go ahead.
basically the first half keep it that way, and the second part just be more serious. I assume that's correct.
Yes.
Michael, sorry for
For me, that read was not working. It came across as, I'm talking down to you lesser peons because you are too foolish to do this on your own. Uh,
Um, so part of where I think a lot of this
sorry.
disconnection is
Come
coming
again?
from.
you were muted there for a bit, Michael.
Oh, I was. Am I coming through now? Testing 1 2.
Yes.
Okay.
You're clear.
So, Rum, part of what I was hearing happened on the second half. Um, it didn't sound like you were paying too close attention to what it is you were saying. It sounded like you were paying more attention to how it is you wanted to sound. One of the main indicators to that of that to me was your emphasis of your. You hit your really hard, which sounds very disconnected with your meaning. I want to hear a lot more. I want to hear your purpose in that second sentence. promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox. And don't give out passwords. Like,
Sorry,
be really
you want to
intentional
hear
with
my
your meaning.
what?
Your meaning, your intention, the
You want to
purpose
hear
for
my
saying
what?
what it is that you're saying.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Mm,
So what I got was a
okay.
lot of focus on your sound, on making sure that you didn't sound too authoritative or too overbearing, versus sounding like you really meant what it is you said.
My
Mm,
direction for the next
okay.
read would be to imagine you're talking to your grandmother.
Oh, okay, family member.
Okay, I'll give that a go. Shall I give that a go, or
Absolutely.
yeah? The US Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Much better this time around. I got more meaning out of it. It's just you need to work on that transition from the second sentence to the third. So account numbers is where the idea ends.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree it was much better. It
it's
sounded to
really the
me like you
second to
were
the
talking
third.
to somebody you cared about.
Mhm.
So that was good.
Yeah. Sorry, what's the issue
Yep,
for you, Rob?
it's just messed up. I messed up. Sorry for the transitioning between the second sentence to the third. To
Yeah.
learn more, I did it a bit quickly,
Yeah.
but yeah.
And that's what we're going to direct you on.
But I think
Um,
it's better this way. Yeah.
Overall, yes, your intention is much more clear. So just go ahead and clean up that transition, and I think you'll have it. Give us another read.
I'll begin from promptly or from the beginning.
From the top, put it all together. Thankfully, the script isn't too long.
All right. Excuse me. I'll turn that off. The US Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Yeah, there you go. Much more cleaned up, better transition from second to third sentence overall. Yeah, I liked it.
Very nice.
Opening it up. What did you guys think?
Thank you.
It was good.
We get the thumbs up from the very bottom portion of Roddy's screen. So.
Oh yeah, it was good. It was good.
Well, the thing
I
is
did feel
Sounded like
Go
after
ahead.
a meal of.
I did feel that the
Sounded after a
that the
meal of fish.
I did feel that the previous read had more of a personal connection. This one lost a little bit of that for me, and maybe it's just me.
No, I think I can agree there. I don't know if it was so substantial that, it was a stark difference, but yeah, like and I don't know if it was like the pacing or what it was, but yeah, I can agree with that a little bit, Leonard.
Okay, so then what would you suggest is done differently?
Bring Grandma back in. I
Bring
think she
grandma
got lost
back.
along the
Okay.
way.
Okay. So now that we have the
Thing is,
transition
I hate
down
my
well,
grandma.
Well, some person who's older, slightly clueless in these matters, and that you respect and have a personal relationship with.
Yeah,
And if there's nobody like that in your life, then imagine somebody. But
yeah.
it should be somebody that
unfortunately,
you
I don't have
respect.
a. Yeah. Hmm.
And if it's
Okay.
not grandma, you can go with somebody younger too.
Yeah, say this to somebody who you care about, somebody who
The
you really
U.S.
respect.
Postal
Oh,
Service.
from the
Yeah,
top.
yeah.
Sorry, I'll mute.
Somebody,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
you know, yeah. I would say my bloody mother. Because I love her so much, but still, she gets awful amount of scams, and she tells me, "Subscribe to those scams, you'll get $1,000." Shut up, mum. Anyhow, um, the Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Okay. How about that one?
Is that how you talk to your mother?
In a sense, yes. Her
In
and
a
I
sense.
are much more like
Okay.
friends than mother-son relationship.
Yeah, it sounded like you were still fairly professional, but trying to be more friendly. I think again, overall for a PSA, you're in the right place, and this is much better than your first reads.
Like it. I like the fact that it's related to somebody who you care about. I think it makes sense more
It really helps. It
than a
really
police
helps
officer.
to add in the kind of emotional connection that we're going to be looking for with these scripts in the future. So, always a good note. But I'm pretty happy with it.
Yep.
I'm good with moving on. What do you all think?
It was a good job.
Okay. Then let
All
us
right. Thank you.
go ahead and go with Alex whenever you're ready.
All right. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw. I'm dreading Leonard's note.
It... Okay, then let's start with Leonard. Leonard, do you have any notes for Alex?
Um,
Rip that band-aid
yeah.
off right in front.
Shoot, I forgot to write it down, so I have to kind of reconstruct it. My main question would be, who are you talking to?
Talking to a group of people.
That's what it sounded like.
Yep. Yep.
Pick one.
All right,
Yep.
all right.
I was going to say, like, your emphases on everything was so random for the first
Oh,
half of
okay.
it. It was
Okay.
so random. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect
Yeah,
themselves. You
remind
hit
stuck out to me.
remind super hard,
Okay, yeah, okay.
and then promptly remove was hit incredibly hard as well. I
Gotcha.
think you could smooth those two out. Promptly remove. Yeah, speak to one person, and the 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 main goal of this isn't just to remind everyone, it's to remind everyone to protect themselves from
Yeah.
becoming victims of identity theft.
All
That
right.
is the key thing there.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Hmm. Fuck it. Look, the U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year. Nope. Rule violation. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Okay. Better on the first sentence, good on the last sentence. Um, I want you to just so add a shade more emphasis on specifically what you want people to know in your reminder on the first sentence. Wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Make that like really a main point. You were mostly there. I need you to turn that up a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
And the middle sentence, you are kindly asking someone, the person that you're talking to do these particular things. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. Like, kindly remind people to do these things. Because right now it sounds more like a disconnected list.
Okay, so it's not like my tone was too harsh or anything. It just sounds disconnected.
Yeah, it sounds like your mind. It sounds like you were again more focused on your sound versus who you're talking to.
Okay.
The first read, I felt like it was a bit lazy the way you said it, sloppy. In the second read, it was like Michael said, disconnected, or just basically not really. Don't bother. You don't bother. You really don't care. So just basically, like he said, a bit more emphasis, a bit more care, a bit more hope, a bit more trust. That's all.
Okay.
My direction would be to have a one-on-one conversation with somebody you care about. This last one, second read was better, but it still sounded, at least in spots, like you were reading an announcement and not talking directly to me.
Yeah. Okay. Who do I care about? Okay. Am I delivering that too much as a list when we get to passwords?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So just take this less seriously. Okay. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
All right. This one was much more intentional.
Mhm.
It didn't have as much of like the caring connection to whomever it was you were talking to, but it had more intention in saying what you were saying. I could feel that you meant like, all right, this is the introduction. Please protect yourselves. This is what I want you to do to protect yourselves. And if you want to learn more, go here. That really worked. Um, I think the read that you gave is really really good. But if you want to give us one where you actually really care a lot about the person you're talking to, I think that could be a fun alternate to this. But for the most part, I think you've done a fantastic job with this read, particularly.
Okay,
Yeah, I
with
was
the
I'll
really
give it
happy
another
with
go.
that one.
Yeah,
You were
just
happy
give it
with
another
that?
go.
Okay.
Yeah, give it another go. Turn up the care on this one, and I think that'll put you in a nice place for a good alternate.
We'll see how that goes. Okay. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Okay, I'm gonna open it up. What did you guys think?
Did it sound like I cared at all?
Did you pick
Just
someone else to talk
the
to?
very ending.
I
I
don't know if
had a
you'd already
different
discussed it.
approach.
Okay.
And it probably did not achieve what what Michael wanted it to achieve based on his facial expressions. When, when I was making my corporate demo, I went through this process
Michael,
for one of the things where the producer director kept giving me different things like talk to your grandma. Everyone talks to their grandma, so sweet. No, no, they don't.
Mm.
Depends on your relationship.
Eventually, she just
you
said,
and
"Give
I,
me a
you and I,
sappy
mate.
read," and she really liked the "Give me a sappy read." So I did that as my sappy read this last time.
Interesting. Okay. Sorry, Ron. What were you gonna say?
No, I find it just. I still we're trying to have a bit of trouble here with the caring bit, but the couple of sentences at the end, you had a bit of mishap on your breathing. Just correlate with that, unless it's either me or the ping. Like your voice cuts out sometimes, not because of you, because of me. But still, like I think there's some sort of mishaps in your breathing, but Just for me, just caring, man. Just care.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
do you care for me, mate? If you do, just yeah, yeah. Read it for me.
yeah, I didn't
Big
get
love.
any issues with breathing or any weird pauses or anything like that. So it might I think that was probably the internet screwing everything up as it usually does. But yeah, no, what's funny, Alex, is you just went up in pitch. That was like the main change.
Gotcha.
You just went up in pitch, and that was kind of it. Um, yeah, I don't know what can we do with this, just to kind of throw a little wrench into it. Because again, I think you already gave us a fun read. We're just trying to break you out of what you did before.
Mm.
Do it like an ultra aggressive read, like you're just speaking to the
Ultra
dumbest person on
aggressive.
Tech
earth.
bro.
Like,
I don't think
Oh
we need
my
a full
god,
like pattern break here, right?
Caitlin. Oh my god.
Yeah. Shaw.
I mean, I could just go the opposite direction, go caring too much. Like the U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect
Kidding.
themselves.
To
Oh my
protect
gosh, do not do the
Okay,
freaking
can we?
Woo read.
No, no. So no. For this one,
Okay, I want to suggest something.
okay.
What's up?
I, I want to suggest something. It's gonna be a bit dark, but gonna say the word in fear of the stream. But it starts with an S, like somebody's about to S, right? So how would you get that person? Because giving out those information is like basically S-ing yourself, right? It's like you're killing yourself. But still, like,
Oh,
if you want to talk them out of
Okay.
it, how would you do? You really
Well, that is
care
not
about
where I
them.
thought you were
How would
going.
you get them out of the
Wow.
situation?
Okay.
This
Okay.
is-
Let's see.
Jay
Why
thought the
not?
S word was
Let's see what
seduced.
it does. Let's see what that does. From-
Oh,
I want to I want to tap into something that is caring for Alexander. Hopefully this is.
This is going places. Let's hear
It's a
that
bit
today
read.
we learn
powerful.
how hard it is for me to
I know
care.
this is powerful.
All right. Whenever you're ready, from the top.
Hey, hey. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove all incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
I can just imagine the person like sitting on the edge, looking over at you, like, what?
Don't do it. Don't give out your social.
Don't listen to me. Listen to me. This is vital. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves.
I think we
Well,
could probably move on.
I think so too. I think that this is kind of this has definitely gone places. So
This is
It
reading the
failed
script is now
successfully.
off topic.
yeah, reading the script off topic. That's a first, actually. All right. So Leonard, why don't you go ahead and bring a semblance of normalcy?
Hmm. Okay, let's see what happens. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Okay. Opening it up. What did you guys think?
Voiced off, who you talking to?
I didn't. Yeah, that.
Okay. It was visualizing an older person.
It was very softly delivered, right? And that understandable there. I feel like it was a little too samey across the board. The end though, to learn more, visit consumer.gov. There was a nice little musicality to that. You know, there was a differentiation there that I liked, and it caught my attention. But I feel like, especially the promptly remove that sentence, I feel like some of those can be hit a little bit harder to make them stand out as well, since those are directives, those are call to actions and everything. So I think those need to be highlighted a bit more.
Okay.
The intro is like, hey, like I'm talking to you, generic older person, and I care about you. Boom, here's your call to actions, and then, how they can follow through with those.
Um, I think I would have wanted a bit more harmony in your performance, a bit more, just a bit more music in your voice. It was a bit monotonic to me, specifically in the beginning and transitioning from the first sentence to the second. Um, it's just very monotonic. Then it changed a bit at the end when he said pin numbers and stuff like that. But yeah, uh, just play with it like a wave, make some sort of a rhythm. Of course, linking up with Kate's advice, and let's see what Michael.
Okay, I'm being put on the spot. Yeah. So Leonard, it sounded like you were just trying to make sure that you were being understood by an older person. They kind of just pat you on the head. That's nice, dear. Um, I need you to be. I need you to be more engaged with what you're saying. So you're not just talking to an older person. You're concerned about their well-being. You want them to follow what it is that you have to say, and if they have any further questions, they can go here to get any and all of those handled. Whenever you're ready. Is he completely frozen for everybody else?
Yes.
All right. Well, um, Leonard, I am very sorry if you can hear me right now, but we cannot hear a thing you're saying because you're
I wasn't
frozen.
saying anything.
Oh, okay, okay. And whenever you're
I
ready,
was okay.
go for
Well,
it.
you
Sorry.
hear me at least, so
Yes. The video's just not working right. Go
okay.
for it.
The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
I think this is really good, hands down. This is really good. From me, no, nothing. It's really.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other thoughts? Any other insights? Anything else? Got it. Okay, I gave you all your grace period. So,
I was just getting ready to jump in.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know if Discord ate the word or parts of it, but it sounded like there was a tonal shift on account numbers. Like it was carrying on passwords and PIN numbers or account numbers. like there was this not necessarily annoyance, but almost
Allow it.
like you got a little more stern on that word. Like this has been a problem with you or account numbers.
And don't give out
So,
passwords.
but I
PIN
don't know
numbers,
because I didn't
or
hear it anywhere else. I
account
don't
numbers.
know if it was just because, especially with obviously there's some Discord communication issues with the camera. It
Discord
very well could
funkiness.
be that Discord just kind of ate some of the word and that's the way it sounded. Did anybody
Maybe. I
else hear
mean,
that?
I didn't think I was doing anything different there, but
Okay. Did anybody else hear
what
that,
I
or was
think
that just
doesn't
me?
matter.
I think
I didn't hear that.
no.
So it may have been a Discord thing.
Okay.
Because Discord will do that sometimes. Sometimes when
Yeah.
it tries to catch up after lagging behind or whatnot, it'll boost the volume on something. But yeah, I didn't really get that. I thought that was your most caring read so far, and that sounded the most connected to whom you were talking to. Although right now, Leonard, for me, There's just an image of you with your hands over your
Yeah,
face.
I see it too.
Yeah.
I seem to be quite frozen there.
Turn
Yeah.
off the cam.
Yeah, you don't need the camera on if
He's
that might
about to
help
have a
out as a
big ass
family.
sneeze.
Yeah. But
Oh, I'm live again. There we go.
hey, there we go. There we go.
I was
Okay.
wondering how long that would last.
And all it took was him giving out his password.
Yeah. um give us one more read because I mean I think we got something solid. Talk to your kids for this one. You know, you really care about who you're talking to.
Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
James, I don't know if your last little bit of feedback it like just wiggled its way into my ear and I was just listening for it, but I felt like there was a stronger attack right there, but I'm pretty sure it was Discord on account
Yes.
numbers.
Yeah, I felt I heard it little glitches here and there, so I think it really was Discord.
Okay. Well, again, we went for something different. We got something different. I think we're good to move along.
Thank you.
So, up next is Cassidy.
The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox, and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Oh, I was unmuted
No,
that whole
and
time.
authoritative.
So,
It's interesting.
yeah. No, it came off pretty authoritative. The thing is that um, the very first sentence had some kind of random um, emphases here or there. It felt like you split up the idea, like your ideas, a couple of times in that first sentence. Um, the funny thing is like you didn't have a problem with anything else. I liked the way that you did the rest of it because it was still um, I mean, it had a lot of that authority that we're looking for a PSA. One minor nitpick on the second sentence, you did hit "or" a little harder than I would have. I'm more comfortable with. Um, I would say for this next read, again, just be really or emphasize account numbers in that last half. So don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. So take the emphasis off of the "or." But for that first sentence, if you're going to be adding
I've
in, sorry, what was it?
no, keep going ahead.
Oh, okay. Um, for that first sentence, if you're going to be adding in some emphases to things, it should be wants to remind everybody this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. So that is like your key point there. Protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. You you had this sing-songy lilt throughout the beginning there
All
that I
right.
think you could smooth out a bit more and just keep the focus on that last half.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
I think
The
I
U.S.
don't mind. Sorry, I think I don't mind the very professional and authoritative voice that she did right now. I think it's okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's just
actually,
the it's
let's
just
keep let's keep
the
at it. Let's
yeah,
not.
it's the focus and the intention that needs to
Yeah,
change.
go ahead.
It's just she needs to be really intentional with that first sentence.
Exactly,
Hmm.
exactly. So I think we don't need to go to like we could try to do a bit of variety here, not do the caring bit as well. So we could go down this route. Hopefully, Alexander could take some, uh, you know, some motivation to do his again later.
I gotta learn a
Authoritatively
thing or
instead
two.
of
You gotta write this down, Alex.
Yeah.
All right, Cassidy, whenever you're ready.
The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Much better. Much better this time. I like that your emphasis on like the most important parts of that first sentence, the latter half, was really subtle, actually. But you gave it, you gave what was important the focus that it needed. I swear I can English. Sometimes I can right off the bat. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. What did you guys think of that last read? Any feedback?
We're all pretty solid. I did feel like the list part sounded a little like I was being lectured. And maybe I was, who knows?
Well, I mean, that was a specific command to do things, but maybe we
Make
could
it more of a
try.
request.
You want to make it more of a request?
Maybe. I'd try that.
Okay.
It's not a command, it's a request.
Okay. All right, Cassidy. Just give us the second sentence.
Minded.
Just again, this is more of a think about doing this.
Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox. And don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers.
Okay. Leonard, I'm going to call on you.
Yes, I was much happier with that one, so thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, I liked it. I think that you shifted your intention well enough for that being more of a request than a command. So, yeah, I think you gave us some really, really good variety there. Knocked it out of the park. Come on, I got to give you some more stuff in the future. I give you harder scripts, Cassidy. You're getting too good.
I'm
All
glad
right.
to hear that I'm improving.
Oh yeah, you most definitely are. Believe me, I keep mental notes on everybody who comes here. I pay attention to all of you, and yeah, no, I've been impressed with your journey so far, Cassidy. You've been
Thanks.
doing a fantastic job.
And a round of applause.
Absolutely, of course. All right, moving this right along to Roddy. Roddy arises.
Definitely gonna pimp it. It's gonna
Whenever you're ready,
be
Roddy.
a pop song, rapping, jazz, something like that. I feel.
The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from being victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give away your password, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov.ncpw. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
All right, Roddy, are you ready?
Yeah,
Because unfortunately, you have just a little bit more than just that.
yeah, yeah.
You said, and don't give away your passwords. It's give out. And also in the pickup, because I know you were trying to cement it in your head, but you really emphasized slash.
Yeah.
Um, It's okay to have to. It's okay to do a replacement. That is perfectly fine. Just make sure that you emphasize the things that really need to be, not the things that just need to change in your mind.
Right, right.
So visit
If we're
consumer.gov/ncpw. It's literally everything around the slash that needs the emphasis rather than the slash itself.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Leonard.
in terms of changing words, being, it was also being instead of becoming there. So you said from being victims of identity theft.
I missed that. Okay, yeah.
Auto replacement goes burr.
It happens, and that's perfectly fine. But we just got to be careful with the pickups.
Right.
So, who are you talking to?
At first, I was talking to a non-knowledgeable friend, but he was slowly dissolving.
Okay. Sounds like a real Indiana Jones thing there. Hopefully, it wasn't that gruesome.
No, he was dissolving as in like I stopped imagining him after a bit.
I
Not a pool
figured
of
that's
acid.
what you meant, but it's just the image is just too strong. Um, okay. Uh, totally understand that, but again, just keep your friend in mind.
Hmm.
You genuinely care about his safety, and this is why you're saying what you're saying. Whenever you're ready.
Me. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw. That was cleaner.
All right. Opening it up. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I don't know if it's me, but it's a bit too quiet when he's performing. It's a little quiet. Also, in the beginning of the sentence, um, you're pushing out a lot of air.
Mm.
So, just a very tiny bit. It's like when you begin, the U.S. Postal Service wants to remind you. So it's kind of like gushing out all this air out of your lungs and making you stop, forcing you to stop somewhere between everyone this year to protect yourself, basically, just to take another breather. So, breath, work it correctly.
Yeah, forget who you're
Just
talking
increase your
to. Where
gain
are
as
you
well
talking
so I
to?
can hear you properly. Personally, okay, sure. Who are you talking to and why are you talking to? Gonna talk to how are you gonna talk to? But
Twitch chat is asking, who are you? Why are you? When are you? But so I think sounded sleepy. Yeah, I think a lot of that's coming from the fact that the gain's just low. Um, the other thing is, don't put any emphasis on everyone. Everyone is a sales word.
Mhm.
It's the perfect gift for everyone. No, the U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone. Remind is the key thing of the two of those, if you're going to emphasize one of those two things at the beginning of that sentence. But again, more importantly, your main focus to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. How do we do that? Well, by promptly removing. Okay, well, is that
Mhm.
all? To learn more, visit, right? You're answering questions along the way, essentially. So, if you're going to emphasize something from that first sentence, it's remind and protect from becoming victims.
Okay. Also, I have no idea why I'm having volume controls. Well, volume difficulties.
It could be Discord just being funky.
Right. Yeah, also breath control. Noted. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox, and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
This time, my feedback is only really minor, which is you jumped into the third sentence very, very quickly. But other than that, everything else was right where you needed to be.
One more time.
Okay, then do it one more time.
Also, is there any other feedback? No.
That's
Okay.
a resounding no.
Yeah, one sec.
Stay
Not
hydrated, people.
sponsored. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox, and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Opening it up. What are your thoughts?
Really don't know. Yep. Talking to this time. Because should I say again? Who are you talking to this time?
Oh. Family member, sister. She was
Okay. See,
almost scammed, but didn't happen.
one question. It's out of the. Where's your microphone? Can you point at it for me, please?
You can't see it.
Okay. It's just I don't know if it's the game because it's really sleepy.
Like my
It's not. If I was to listen to this commercial, I wouldn't say this is a critical commercial for somebody, like a reminder, like people make sure to save yourselves from sharing those passwords and PIN numbers and account numbers. I think it needs to. There should be more power to this. Not power, more energy. I sound like the meme from Instagram, but still,
Mm.
a
I'm
bit more
sorry.
energy.
define
And what?
define
Sound.
define
Given
define. Can you define
Yeah,
the energy?
define energy.
Deliver it like you just had 3 monster drinks.
energy mean energy. So just basically a bit more volume, a bit more emphasis. That's my energy for me.
Okay. Okay, so you want more
You're way
volume
down.
emphasis out of it. Okay.
You're way down. Yeah, it's way down. It's more sleepy. Energy here, it's a bit more emphasis, a bit more volume, a bit more.
Okay.
Basically,
I want
wake
not
up.
to say authoritative because you're being
All right,
caring here.
all right. So
Yeah,
the gain is
just
on
let me.
max. The gain is on
The
max.
gain is indeed on max.
Uh,
You can turn it
Hell
down a
yes.
little bit more.
Oh, talk about going to
Deep
serial
fried
killer and
Roddy.
backing it down a notch.
Yeah. Turn it up to
All right,
11. then turn it-
is this better?
Yes.
It's
Yes,
All
it
right.
is.
Pretty good.
at this point.
Uh,
I at this point I figured it's not actually the gain. It's actually your volume, yourself. Just increase your vocal volume. Okay, in
Okay.
a
my
bit louder volume. Yeah.
Yeah, the direction that's coming to my mind, and I have no idea where this is coming from, is deliver it with your eyes wide open and see what happens.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, eyes wide open, a lot more emotional engagement, a little bit more vocal volume. Let's see what that does. Also, Roddy, thank you for reminding me. Everybody, please stay hydrated. If you haven't gotten anything to drink in a little while, please drink something. We're about an hour and a half into the stream. If you haven't drank anything so far, you need to hydrate.
All right. AKB back to drum major days. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Hallelujah.
You know, you. I really hope that I don't make you super frustrated here, Roddy. But in increasing your volume and your emotional engagement with the script, you lost the the great emphases that you had in your previous read on the first sentence. It became again random. Um, I, I
But
knew
he
that was
lost
going
the
to happen.
sleepiness,
Yeah, the sleepiness is gone.
so that was good.
Yeah, sleepiness is gone. The thing is just give us the first sentence. Just give us the first sentence with the proper emphases where they're supposed to be.
Right. One sec.
Oh.
Okay. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone that the U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft.
There you go. Roddy, congratulations. You have done it. We will put it all together in post.
Okay.
All right. Let's go ahead and move it right along over to BVJ.
Okay, check, check, check. Can you hear me? Are we good? We loud?
You're coming through great.
Too good.
The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox. And don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Okay. Who are you talking to in this?
I am a podcast host wrapping up a podcast, and it has been said that if you are going to do that, you do talk to one person. That person is unnamed at this time.
Okay, but you are talking to one person.
Yes.
Okay. Um, is your throat okay? Are you still recovering from that one issue that you had last time?
I am better. Uh, I sound much better than last time I was here, and so I hope I won't be kicked out. So
Okay, because the only issue is it sounded like you were kind of regressing a little bit, like you weren't feeling really good um, during that read. Um, again, Jay, your reads are very technically good, um, meaning no major flub ups or weird breakups of ideas or things like that. This one though, um, I was hoping for a lot more connection with whoever that one person is you're talking to. It was really quick, and it was just kind of thrown out there, kind of like just willy nilly.
okay,
So
My note,
yeah, like speak to somebody who you care about for this next one.
all right.
yeah, my note was that it didn't feel quite as friendly as it could have at the start, but it worked its way there for me at the end.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, I'll agree there. Again, I feel like I've used this term, and maybe it's not the best term, but the first sentence sounded a little more cheeky than I would have wanted it to. Like there was like kind of like a little like, all right, here we go. We're talking about identity theft. Like there wasn't as much seriousness as there should have been there, perhaps.
All right.
Well, surprises, Jay. Whenever you're ready, let's hear it again.
The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox. And don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
I got the vibes from Neil Neeson. I really love it.
Hmm.
Speak like him, like Neil Neeson.
Weird, because I was going Casey
Really
Kasem.
has the voice.
Casey Kasem, I could see that. I could see Casey Kasem in that read. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Opening it up,
yeah.
what did you guys think?
It's very connected.
I thought that was I especially the first sentence. I thought that was a lot better, a lot more impactful. The only thing for me this time around was at the end NCPW. It was like NCPW. I was like, ha, especially if it's like these elderly folks who are hapless. But so slow that down, like slow the whole URL down so that it's um, heard loud and clear.
Okay.
Just for fun, again, I'm gonna pull a Leonard here. I don't know where this direction is coming from, but let's see what it does for you. When you read NCPW, type it out with two fingers. Just do the two-finger typing of NCPW. Let's just see what that does. And I think we just need to have the last sentence.
To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
See, that sounded like a podcast ending.
There you go.
If that's what you're going for, absolutely fantastic. Um, but yeah, no, I think generally, again, your reads are strong. This one just lacked the connection that at least I was listening for. I don't know what everybody else was, but I was listening for some kind of a personal connection there, and I think you gave it to us eventually. But
I think I put all my connections in my take two,
yes, you did.
which is
Mhm.
really, which is really something.
Yeah. Every single connection. You went from no connections to all the connections.
Yep.
No, and that was really strong. Again, I think that was a strong read. I'm happy with it. I'm opening it up to anybody else. What did you guys think? Any feedback for Jay?
No, it's good.
Okay.
Comment. I really loved it.
Great. So then let's go ahead and move it right along to. Let me paste it in there. Tanya.
The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Okay, opening it up. What are your thoughts?
I think it did sound very direct, authoritative, and professional. But there, eh, who? Okay, boop boop. Let me back up. Who are you talking to? Like, who are you, and who are you talking to?
I was thinking I was doing like a YouTube ad for like a sponsorship, and I was talking to my audience about the dangers of identity theft.
Okay. Okay. Like I said, it wasn't bad as far as like it was clear, it was professional, all of that. But I feel like it. Hmm. Since
I
we're always trying to inject characterization in here, I feel like there should have been a little bit of fluctuation here and there between certain some things need to be accentuated more. You know what I mean? Like the protect themselves and the passwords, pin numbers, or account numbers. Lift those up a little bit more at least to maybe give it a little variation.
it should sound like you're saying this
Um,
to whoever you're talking to, not sounding like you're reading it off a cue card or a script or whatever.
for me, mm, oddly enough, I don't know why it first popped into my head. This lady from Game of Thrones that says shame. It sounded like her, honestly. Uh, it felt shameful, really.
It felt like the
I don't know
IRS was
how.
doing PSAs.
Yeah. It's like, boy, are you that dumb to put in your account number, PIN number, and so on and forth? So it sounded like shame. So maybe I don't know. Does shame here in this case? I don't think so. But yeah, then maybe wind up a bit back about the caring and assertive, and see how you have a powerful voice, Tanya. So I assume we can create something powerful in this case.
What I heard there was rolling eyes. And that's probably not what you want to go for.
Yeah, I got it right in the middle. That promptly remove incoming mail. It almost sounded like you're speaking to a group and you're taking them on a tour. And oh my God, I've said this 150 times already. Promptly remove your incoming mail from your mailbox. It's just kind of that. I'm just saying the words. That's how it came off to me.
So you may have already answered this or not. I don't know, but who are you talking to?
I was thinking I was doing like a sponsorship for like an ad for a video.
Okay, so you weren't really talking to anybody, like no specific
Yeah.
person. Okay, okay. Um, let's bring the audience down to one person, somebody who you care about, and let's see what that does to your read.
Okay. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to. Uh, The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
So I think one of the things that is adding to this sound, because it sounds like you're not comfortable with that read, are you?
No.
Okay. I think what's adding to it is so the emphases that you're giving the second sentence. I like what you did with the first one. I know you took some time to reset that, and it worked for the first one. But for the second, what you're doing is you're ending a lot on down notes. And when you end off on down notes, specifically, I mean, when you're saying something and then you end it with, a lower note, um, that adds a sense of authority and negative emotion to how you sound to the listener. So, for instance, promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox, and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. You see how the down note adds this sort of feeling of finality, almost being like, I wouldn't necessarily say sick, but kind of like, I've said this a million times before. Did it come off that way to you?
Uh, no.
Okay. Because what I wanted you to try, I was hoping I'd communicate that better, but maybe I didn't. Um, what I wanted you to try is ending off on mid notes, so kind of letting your tone uh, not like settle to end off an idea, but kind of keep going. And what I mean is promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox. A little bit more, just straight down the middle. And don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. The last one I ended off more on a down note, but what I mean by mid note is don't be so authoritatively finished with your idea. Does that make sense? Am I just kind of saying words right now?
No, that makes sense.
Okay. Um, then why don't you try give us a read, but just read to the second sentence. I think you're okay with the last one. Just first and second sentences.
Okay. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Uh, Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox, and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers.
Okay, I'm gonna open it up. What did you guys think of that read?
Bit fast.
Mm-hmm.
You Well, for the second read already, you definitely improved the engagement. So I didn't hear the eye rolling part that I heard on the first one. So good job on that correction.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, go ahead, Caitlin.
Well, it's just like on the just because it is important, the protect themselves. Like obviously, like Leonard had said, slow down a little bit, and then even maybe slow down a little bit more, or really kind of just like soak in like the protect themselves, because that's an important piece of it. So, the items that you deem important or most important in here, really slow those down and give them a little bit more, even more engagement. Well, I don't want to do a line read, but um, pick out the things that are most important to you and soak in those a little bit more.
Okay. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox, and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
You know what? That one stood out in my ears. I think you had a better connection there, and you weren't just reading it to me. Once you smooth it out, you'll be good to go.
Yeah, yeah. I liked. I like that you changed your emphases in the middle sentence instead of going from down to up or from up to down. Don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. You kind of went the opposite direction. Don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. I like that. That change really worked for you. Yeah, I'm going to agree with Jay. I'm going to second that. Smooth it out a bit. You'll have a really, really solid read. Go ahead from the top. You've got this.
Okay. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Can you just give us the URL one more time?
Okay. Just consumer.gov?
That's right.
Okay. Consumer.gov/ncpw.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, that was it. That was it. I liked it. Good
Cool.
change on the emphasis in the middle sentence. I think that's what really kind of tied it together, at least for me. Because again, it felt less eye rolly and felt less overly authoritative and more of like, here's the steps that you can take to help yourself. Yeah, I liked it. I liked it. Does anybody have any thoughts, any opinions, anything like that? Feedback?
I have an opinion. It was pretty good.
All right. Always a good thing to share. Okay, well, I'm pretty happy with moving along. So, Tanya, again, fantastic job. And we are going to go ahead and send this over to James. Whenever you're ready, James, let's hear it.
Hey, I don't know if you heard this, but the U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox. And don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Random question, James. Did you by chance have a little tickle in the back of your throat during the middle sentence? Because you kind of had a hard stop there that sounded like something was kind of maybe irritating your throat or something.
No, I think I just lost track on the screen.
Yeah, okay, that'll do it. That was it. Because otherwise, it was so your emotional approach was really informative and authoritative, and I'd like for you to soften that up a bit more. Again,
Okay.
technically good. Your read through was fine. No flub ups on any of the words. No stumbling on any of the sentence structure. Nothing like that. But just make sure that the script is fully visible to you and that you care about who you're talking to.
All right.
Thought it was solid, but a touch on the fast side. So
Okay.
slow it down just a touch.
All right. Anyone else? Bueller. Okay. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox. And don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Okay. Still a bit on the quick side. Very smooth. I didn't notice any hitches or anything like that. Um, did you did you have the same situation in mind as the last read? Like,
No.
what is your approach? Who are you talking to this time?
This is a family member that has had a bit of an identity theft scare several years ago.
Okay, okay. Because your tone was almost identical to your first
Oh, really?
with
Okay.
extremely little change. Unless
Okay.
somebody else noticed, I mean, please disagree with me if you guys heard anything different. But to me, it sounded almost exactly the same as your last read, tonally.
I feel like there was a touch more softness here and there, but it wasn't. Again, yeah, I don't know if it was kind of like with what was it, Alex earlier, who like just changed like pitch or something a little bit. So
Okay.
Alex, you've been picked on this whole time.
care more, James. Care more.
Okay.
What happens when you're bad?
They had one read. All right. Um, one weird read, I should say. Yeah, James, turn up the care, slow it down a bit more. I think that's one of the things that's kind of cutting it, is you're still moving through it really
Okay.
quick. You've got plenty of time with this one. Go for it.
The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox, and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Okay. Opening it up. What did you guys think?
I think I'm happy.
And say that intro sentence definitely was kind of like, what's the word? It felt like you cared a lot more in that first, like that first sentence drew me in for sure, and then of course the rest of it was just strictly, it was more informative and everything. But I feel like you did a great job raising the emotional stakes in the first sentence for me personally.
Thoughts, Michael?
It's still too quick.
Okay.
You're still blasting right through this, especially on the list. That middle sentence is really throwing you off in terms of timing. That first sentence can be a little bit faster. It's kind of longer, and it's got a couple of ideas in there, and you can bunch those together with some speed. But that second sentence, for some reason, and again, I'm being super nitpicky with you because I can be. Um, that second sentence just feels like you're moving through it too quickly.
Okay.
If you care about this person, you want them to know specifically what it is you're asking them to do and change. So
Okay.
be really intentional with that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely focusing on speed in the first, and I think
Mhm.
I'm maybe losing that. It
It's
sounds
yeah,
like
it
so.
sounds like
Okay.
your focus is wandering as you go through the script. So with
Gotcha.
this second sentence, still, again, you care about this person. Let them know that you care.
All right.
Yeah, there's some grandma out there who needs to write down that URL, and if you zip through it, she's not going to get it.
Oh, the URL was too fast too.
Yeah, you sped up through the
Okay.
rest of the script.
The whole thing.
Again,
Okay.
I'm going to give you the same direction like I did with Jay. Two finger type out the URL when you're saying it.
All right. Anyone else? All right. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox, and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Was that so hard?
Well, it took me 4 takes, so yeah, it kind of was.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's always these short scripts that are the hardest.
Right.
They have I think they have the biggest challenge to them because you have to be revved up and ready to go, like emotionally speaking, from moment one, right from the very beginning. So these shorter ones are much more difficult. They're much more challenging than longer form ones. You have more time in those. But for this one, if I can be super, super nitpicky, still slightly fast, but emotionally speaking, it was right where I wanted you to be. I'm not going to have you retake it because I liked what you gave and I thought it was really solid. But again, I'm just being extra, super, maybe extremely, very picky on that.
Yeah,
Roddy,
I
did
thought
you
the
have
speed was
something, or were you
okay.
just agreeing?
Agreeing.
Okay.
You-
I
you would think-
wasn't sure what the pointing finger meant.
You would think the shorter ones would be the easier ones.
Nope. Nope.
But yeah, I was just agreeing.
Okay, cool.
Leonard, you had something you wanted to say?
Just that I thought the speed was good, so I'm happy.
All right, I'll take a seat then.
Rockin'
Thank you very
Tacos.
much.
Let's move it right along over to Caitlin.
And not last. Woo.
Not last. Close, but not last.
If not first or last. Okay. All right. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Who were you talking to?
Oh, well, I had a plan and then it went out the window. So, nobody. I was not talking to anybody for that round.
It sounded like your plan went right out the window for you.
It did. It did.
It absolutely did. You wanted to remind everyone this year to not pass out their passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. You see what happens when you disconnect from who you're talking to? You immediately
Yeah.
move into the salesy sound.
Yeah.
There's no sales in this script. There's none.
Big
Okay,
US
so let's
Postal
solidify that.
Service.
Let's solidify that. Caitlin, you're better than this. You're better than this. Okay.
Mhm,
Who are you
mhm.
talking to?
So my original plan is to be talking to my mom because this is a for realsy type
Okay,
situation.
this isn't. I'm not asking about your original plan. I'm asking what are you doing right now? You're talking to your mom, right?
Yes.
Okay. It was just because I just wanted to alter from the way that you framed it.
Okay.
You said your
Oh,
original plan was that.
yes. Yes.
Right. Okay, cool. That's great. We're
Yes.
talking about right now. Okay, so you're talking to your mom. Cool.
Mhm.
And she went through this kind of scare, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not talking literally, Alex.
Thanks, Alex.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the information, Alex.
Uh,
Okay. Okay, so you're talking to your mom. Cool. And she had a scare with something like this before, right? That's what's going on between you two.
mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
So then show me that. Show me that intention that you care about her and about her being safe in this read. Whenever you're ready.
I feel like if it doesn't come through, that's gonna be so cold-hearted. But yeah,
Well,
okay.
no. It's not that. It's not that at all. It's genuinely not that at all. Because sometimes you need a little bit of time to like wrap your head around the situation you want to use. That's
Yeah.
okay. So if you're
Yeah.
gonna stumble on one of them, whatever. I don't think anybody here is gonna judge you on your care for your parent. Like that's not a that's not a real big thing here. We're not judging you on that.
I
It's just
forget about parents.
yeah. Who cares about the parents, right?
I
Nah.
got you. I got you. Okay. All right. Sorry. Okay. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
And you see, this read had more of that caring intention in it.
Felt like it, personally
Well,
speaking.
yeah, good,
Mhm.
good. I'm glad you felt it because it came through in your read. Now, we're going to be really nitpicky. I like your situation. I want you to keep the situation, but you started speeding up on the latter half. As soon as you hit that list, you started getting a little too quick. Keep a very even keeled pace. There's not a whole lot to say, and there's a lot of time to say it.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Okay.
Okay, from the top, whenever
All
you're
right.
ready.
The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Okay, opening it up. What did you guys think of that read?
They thought nothing.
Solid, very
Okay.
deliberate.
Yes.
I could use maybe a hint of a smile.
For me, I would double down what Leonard said. I would like to hear a more personal connection, a bit more caring, a caring delivery to whoever you're speaking to,
Mhm.
um, so that I personally, so that as the customer or someone who's listening to this ad read can know that, oh, this is something serious that I need to take seriously, kind of deal. I would love to hear more caring.
Okay.
I think I think that's how. Yeah, hi, Caitlin.
No, hello.
And it doesn't hurt to tap into your inner Italian. So use gestures.
Well, it's so I have my, it's all below screen here, just like, but okay, gotcha. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
Just while you're delivering this, do the whole YMCA thing. No, I'm just
That could have some strange results, it could be, ear catching, but okay.
well, again, um, yeah, you've got some direction. Go ahead and give us another read whenever you're ready.
Okay. All right. All right. Hey, Mom. So, since the holidays are coming up and there's a lot of online shopping going on, I just wanted you to know the U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Okay. Um, disagree with me if you heard something different. All right, I'm just gonna put that out there. Caitlin, the sentences themselves you delivered really well, but your pauses in between them, the gaps in between the sentences were a little too short.
I don't know why I feel like I'm like running out of breath for some reason, and I don't want to run completely out in the middle of one of the sentences, and then But anyway,
Then take some more time in between your sentences to take a deep breath. Yeah, in fact, I think the amount of time it would take you to take a deep breath in between each sentence is probably the right amount of time for you to take, particularly at the pace that you're reading it at.
okay.
Now, this is granular, okay? I'm being very very nitpicky here. But again, much like James, I can be with you. So, I I would like to hear this next one. The same emotional space, the same emphases, everything that you gave it. What's interesting is this time around. No, 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 no. I'm sure that if I point it out, it's really going to mess you up. So I'm not going to do that. So same emotional space, same emphases, whatever you had going on in your mind. But please take a deep breath in between each line and make sure that they are all nice and split up a little bit more.
Okay. Yeah, Alex. Oh gosh, don't. Okay. Mom, the holidays are coming up, a lot of online shopping, and I just wanted you to know the U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Okay, I will then break the tension here because I'm being made fun of for it. I'm sorry, I didn't want to throw your read off ahead of time. But you emphasized the word everyone instead of remind,
Uh-huh.
but you managed to pull it off. You said it in a way that it actually made sense in context.
Interessante.
So, I just I didn't want to point out that particular word because I didn't want
No,
to affect
you're
your
right.
read
I
too
think
deeply
you're I
there.
think you're right. I think you're right. Because I don't know, like, wait, how did I say everyone? And then yeah, that would have been wild. Okay.
But better pacing and just better composition overall with this last read. Opening it up.
Okay.
What did you guys think?
The only little nit I have to pick is you're having quite a pause there between this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft.
Okay. Okay.
And that's about the only thing that I would really address there.
Okay.
Tighten that up.
Toiten up. Tweet. Okay.
Yeah, that was all I was gonna also say. Just a little space.
Dang, Heis and Lynn are on the same wavelength today. Okay.
No, y'all be vibing.
Vibin. Okay.
Go for it.
All right. Mom, the holidays are coming up. There's a lot of online shopping going on, and I just wanted you to know the U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox, and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Well, Caitlin,
Oh,
after
no.
much ado, you've done it. That was a
Oh.
fantastic read.
Okay.
What, do you think I was going to have something, huh? You think I was going to tear your
Yes.
read apart even more?
Yes. It was going to be like, that was completely the opposite because, just blacked out. Where am I? What did I do?
Caitlin, I apologize, but it was absolute garbage.
Well,
It was
it's all
purely trash. I'm sorry. You're going to have to throw it
But
out.
it was
and do
very
it
good
over.
garbage, so we're okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That's quality garbage. Like, that's dumpster diving garbage.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
great.
that's
worth
got some
dumpster
resale
diving for.
value. That has
Love
some
that.
resale value.
Okay, awesome.
No,
Are we
seriously. though.
upcycling our reads now? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, exactly. That's what's going on.
Uh,
Okay, well, we are going to go ahead and move it right along. Caitlin, you are off the hook. You absolutely did it. Thank you so much. And up next is David.
Hello.
Take it away whenever you're ready.
Okay. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming the victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Okay, opening it up. What did you guys think?
It was kind of sing-songy. It went really up and down for me.
Agreed. I also thought that a lot of sentences ended on up notes, and we can vary that up a bit, but also I am clearly not the expert on this read, but for the authoritative, we might want more down notes at the end of our sentences.
I also would like to agree with that, as there are some points in the script where there needs to be a bit more gravitas to what is being said. Just to, again, to push for the point that this is something that needs to be taken seriously and that needs to be reminded to the populace kind of deal. The up note ticks give it a more I would say trivial kind of delivery to something as grave as identity theft. So play around with your down notes, in my opinion.
Okay.
David, who are you talking to? What's the situation?
I was talking to one of the gentlemen in the operetta I was just in,
Okay.
and that yeah, um, kind of talking to him as if like trying to get him into place with the blocking.
Okay. So you were directing him.
I was trying to. I mean, with a lot of the upswing stuff, it was I was trying to direct him without directing him. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Similar
Okay.
to Alexander's right. Directing as much as an actor is allowed to. Like,
Right. Okay.
so that might be also why it got very passive, because there
Okay.
was a lot of like, "Hey, why don't we come over here?" sort of
Yeah.
sense to that, and I can.
Yeah. I was actually gonna say because it sounded like you were just your direction was being a lot more passive.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I think instead, you could be the director. You could be a lot more active. Hey,
Okay.
U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft, right? Like,
Mm.
be more upfront and straightforward about specifically where you want them to go, what you want them
Hmm.
to do, what you need them to pay attention to.
Sure.
So let's see what that does. Instead of being another actor directing an actor, you are the director for this one.
Got it. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Much better this time around. Much better. Um, the only like if I'm gonna get really nitpicky on this one, it's the first half of that first sentence where you split up like your emphases and what's important. Um, you went up on U.S. Postal Service and remind everyone. Um, okay. Sorry, I'm putting together specifically what it is I want to say and how I want to direct it. So
Hmm.
forgive me. What I heard was the U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year.
Okay.
So you kind of had that double swing up there. Um, what I want you to try is starting off at a slightly higher emotional engagement. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year.
Okay. I think.
So you're engaged from the get go. Does that make sense? That
I think. Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
okay? You're engaged from the get go, and remind is the key word in that first half.
Right.
So everything else that you did worked fine. Keep that same situation that you had in mind. I'm just being really nitpicky about that first sentence. That's all.
Yeah. Sure. Okay.
I think Michael's suggestion might fix it, but I was hearing a little bit of talking down to the peons.
That's what you do as a director.
Yeah,
Right.
so maybe shift a little away from the director and,
Sure.
well, try something else.
Yeah. Sure.
Direct somebody you care about, not the peons.
Sure. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Okay. Um, I liked what you did I liked what you did emphasis wise at the beginning.
Okay.
It's just I like you to start off a little less strong. You're starting off a little too high now, which is okay. I think we can
Yeah.
bring that down, and you can maintain um, that same engagement that I'm looking for.
To me, it
Great.
sounded like you were up on a stage and not having a one-on-one conversation. So give me
Okay.
the one-on-one conversation.
Sure. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
I really liked that one. It was very different from what I heard from a lot of other people, and it sounded really unique to you. Um, I know I wouldn't be able to pull off a read like that myself, but I I really liked the tone that you had with it because you started off fairly strong and fairly authoritative, but still really approachable. And as it went along, your like the intention behind your meaning, like specifically, these are the things that I want you to avoid doing. And if you need to learn more, go here. Really clear on that read.
Oh, thank you.
So I think overall, in my opinion, that was absolutely your strongest. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. What did you all think? And if nobody's going to say anything, we will go ahead and move it right along. That means I was correct. And speaking of that, it is my turn now, ain't it? And then we're gonna go ahead and end the stream after this. Yay! Okay. So hey, the U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mail. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox, and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
Your
All right.
pacing was great. Who were you and who were you talking to?
I'm playing the part of myself talking to my mother in this situation. I love her to death, but she's very prone to some questionable online habits at times. So I kind of want it to be caring but firm.
I feel like there could be a little more firmness in the second sentence.
Okay.
The call to actions, like mom, love you, but really impress upon her that those are the steps that need to be taken. Um but yeah, other than that, like you said, like Alex said, the pacing was really good and everything, and I liked the tone of the first sentence, but bring a little bit more gravity to that second sentence, that call to action.
Okay. Okay. Anything else? All right. Let's give that a go. Hey, Mama. The U.S. Postal Service wants to remind everyone this year to protect themselves from becoming victims of identity theft. Promptly remove incoming mail from your mailbox and don't give out passwords, PIN numbers, or account numbers. To learn more, visit consumer.gov/ncpw.
The "Hey Mama" was adorable, I just gotta say. Like, I was sitting in the kitchen table listening to you say this to your mom. That was adorable. Um, hmm.
The pre-life made the rest of the script have the same had a good balance of seriousness, but also that nice caring tone at the end when you said to learn more. I personally enjoyed this read and how you differentiated your emotional beats as you went through the script, especially that end part. So for me, I'm good with this.
Okay.
I was gonna say if there was anything else, and someone else can shout it out if they can, like if there's anything technically there or something minute, I was I was impressed with the delivery that it nothing stood out to me. So I am also happy with this take, but
Okay.
Great delivery. Nothing stood out.
you know what I meant
Kind
as
of the
far as like
clarifying part.
troublesome
Oh yeah, I got it.
things. Oops.
Pack it and ship it.
Completely
Yeah,
forgettable.
we're good.
It's perfectly forgettable. Awesome. Absolutely what I'm looking for. Anyways, um, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the broadcast part of the workout. We still have a couple people to get to, so if you'd like to, you can join us in here. We've got a few more reads to go through and some questions to answer. But for now, we're just gonna go ahead and wrap this up. So thank you all so much for being here, and we will see you next week. Bye.